Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard this evening as we finish off the weekend with one update for the entire weekend. It's been a crazy one, of course. Hats off to the Crossfield Gators for winning the 2024 Crossfield Slow Pitch Championship yesterday afternoon in the dead heat. My goodness, that was absolutely disgusting out there. Wasps, hot, and just no wind at all. It was just a terrible time, but they got her done, capping off their first championship in the league as the Gators. So looking forward to seeing what 2025 obviously brings. But that brings us back here on a Sunday following everything wrapping up to Oilers talk here on the channel, and glad, like I said, to have you aboard for this one. We've heard some names throughout the past few days that I want to get to. Really not a major update for me. Obviously, I do want to make an apology there on the Tony DeAngelo news. As far as we know, unless something changes tomorrow, I have jumped the gun on that. My apologies to all those of you who saw that video and obviously took some information that was possibly actually really bad for me. So apologies there. That said, let's get down to the nitty-gritty of the video and get this over with quick, because I'm sure everybody's got a busy Sunday night as summer winds down and hockey season, not just at the NHL level, gets set to get fully underway. I know tryouts and cuts for AAA teams and stuff are happening this weekend as well. So what we have here, friends, is Kevin ShattenKirk and Mark Giordano are the two names that have surfaced over the past little bit. There is also news that players are more likely to waive to go to the Edmonton Oilers via trade than they were the year previous. And of course that follows the whole destination setting for the city of Edmonton and our Edmonton Oilers. That said, if you're new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button as well. As I continue to jump all the way around, might as well keep doing that for a second. As we go though, Kevin ShattenKirk, I think obviously a guy who Oilers fans would have loved to have several times over the course of his career, now appears open to coming to our Oilers squad and obviously helping out. That would be a huge asset. I think probably the best possible solution out of anyone that's been mentioned so far, out of Schultz, Barry, Giordano, Dermott. You've had as well DeAngelo, and now you have a guy like, well, Kevin ShattenKirk mentioned. I don't mind that at all. So that's a pretty big name. And then Mark Giordano as well being mentioned, floated out there as a potential extra addition to the Oilers, at least on a PTO at training camp. I like that name as well. Not necessarily saying I want him to be signed or anything. I just like that name for the competition of it. And obviously a guy like that coming to Oilers camp, whether you sign with the Oilers or not, you've got a pretty dang good chance of signing a contract at an NHL level somewhere with some team out there. So that's pretty exciting that the Oilers are bringing, no matter what, when PTO news breaks, whether it be this week or early next week, whatever the case is, at least we will be bringing some names of caliber, some not so like, oh, that guy was good like 40 years ago kind of name. I know Mark Giordano is obviously older. I know Kevin ShattenKirk's not maybe once what he once was, but these are names that can still be impact pieces within an Oilers roster that is asking bare minimum out of anybody that shows up to camp on the defensive side of the game this season. So, right, that's the nice part here, is I think that obviously the offense for the most part can lead the Oilers at least to the trade deadline when you get that major acquisition on the back end, or sometime December, January, February when you get that major acquisition on the back end with a little bit of accrued cap space. And obviously too, you're looking at a situation for the Oilers where if the offense can lead you for the first 2 months, defense, you've got Ekholm, you've got Nurse, you've got Bouchard, you've got Kulak. They're going to be capable of, especially with Emerson thrown in the mix, of shutting it down enough that whoever you add via training camp, PTO, whatever the case might be, late signing and free agency, is not going to be called upon to be a top even 5 defender on the hockey team. It is truly that 6th defenseman role. And then if there's potential to play up higher, maybe they get that opportunity, but probably not. So pretty exciting to see for the Edmonton Oilers, and names like ShattenKirk and Giordano being mentioned have me excited. But before I sneeze here and ruin everybody's day, I'm going to head on out. This is Dolynny TV. Thanks for being aboard. Just want to share some thoughts. Have a great Sunday night. We'll talk tomorrow. I'm up on out of here.